Hey everybody, welcome back to Majestic Collectibles. So I did have time to sort one more box from the Sioux Falls collection here, so we'll go through that quick. This has a lot of the Marvel stuff in it, and this is probably it, at least so far, unless I get some more bought. Rest the collection I've got to go back for, but we'll take a look here. It's not sorted quite as well as the Superman, so it's going to jump around a little bit, but I think it's still pretty usable, easy to follow. We'll find out. Captain Atom, this is an original. I don't get a lot of these. I can't remember, what was that, 60, 80, I can't tell. A lot of Steve Ditko art in those. They're not super valuable, but I tell you, if you want a good read, great art, great story, pick those up. Reprints are available, probably a lot more available than the originals. I think Modern Comics did it in the 70s. Astonishing Tales 23, great cover. You know, I'm a little biased. Sci-fi horror, same with the Demon. Jack Kirby, somebody wrote on that one, 1 out of 30. I don't know why people write on them, but they did. Number 8 there. I don't have a lot of these. They're not great sellers. They certainly don't sell as well as the Marvel Kirby books. It is a pretty decent storyline on there. I actually like the Demon stuff better than the Eternals and some of the other stuff that he did for Marvel. And let's see, Charlton Bullseye, that's another Captain Atom. I don't know the story on these. I don't get many of the Bullseyes. I don't know if those were reprints or originals. I'm guessing they maybe was a reprint book. I honestly don't know on that. I don't have a lot of call for it, I guess. Kind of I don't know if it's iconic or classic, but it's a Hulk 131 with the Iron Man. It's one I see a lot, but it does sell. I don't have a ton of luck with Hulk books outside of the 181 and a few other keys, but that's usually a popular one. There's Doomsday with the JLA crossover in it, and the Doomsday stuff does have a little bit of a market kind of thing. After that, Funeral for a Friend stuff, not so much. Time Warp, not a super rare book. Great cover on it, though. It's a Kaluta cover. Just kind of an all-star cast, if you can see up at the top there. Really good read, really great cover. Really nice grade. That I might be able to upgrade mine on that. I got to find that out. Alien Worlds, Dave Stevens cover. Well, you can't beat them, man. I know they really jumped up over COVID in the last few months. I don't know if the prices are still holding. I honestly don't. Even though I have these, I usually don't sell them. So that's another Dave Stevens cover. So I just don't, you know, I don't know. That's pretty hard to beat. And I'm a sci-fi guy anyway on that stuff. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Wolverine number 2. This is the limited series 1. Not in super high grade. But they always sell, so it really doesn't matter. I usually get something for them. And here we go. We jumped again, so I told you it's going to jump around a little bit. I didn't have them quite as sorted as the Supermans. I kind of did it super duper fast on here. Grades are about the same as the Superman stuff, so a lot of low grade, water damaged pop covers. Pop centerfolds, stuff like that, but still has some neat covers and kind of the same deal, you know. Everybody's always looking for an affordable reading copy. More Jack Kirby. People actually kind of picking up Devil Dinosaur now, mainly because of the Kirby covers and art. And they're not big dollar, but for a long time, and I mean decades, these things were in 50-cent and dollar boxes. You couldn't, nobody cared. No, you couldn't get rid of these. You couldn't give them away. I mean, they were just not have any interest to them. So it's kind of nice to see people going back now and collecting those a little bit. Machine Man, kind of the same deal. Just was not a big seller from day one. And just like Devil Dinosaur, boy, a lot of these ended up in the in the bargain boxes for many years. So finding high grade copies can be really super tough because of that. 2001 sold a little better. The Treasury edition was probably the most popular, but the normal size comics also had interest, kind of a cross collectible with the movie and everything, and the book. And I guess I don't know how long it ran here. What do I have? I think I've got a few of these, and they're all Kirby all the time. 5. It looks like I skipped, missing 6. There's 7. Has the Watcher on that one. I think it's the Watcher. Oh, maybe it's not. Oh, New Seed. Spawned by the Monolith. Oh, I guess it's not the Watcher. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. I haven't read these for, man, gotta be close to 50 years, to be honest with you. Saw them when they first came out. That was about it. Here's another Kirby one. Sandman #2. Again, not a hard series to find. I do think that's one of his better covers from that era, so that's kind of neat. Not worth a lot, but neat. Here's something I don't get much of. The Green Lantern, Green Arrow with the Neil Adams covers on them. Quite a nice run. Fantastic read and storyline. That's number 77. Again, getting them in high grade can be really tough, and these probably are good to VG at the most. That's number 79. So again, just to have them though, I'm pretty happy about that. I haven't run into a batch this size for quite a while. Usually they're like onesies, twosies, right? So I do have, actually I've got a really good run of Green Lantern somewhere in another box. I just pulled these out. Condition was a pretty serious problem with that run, and I don't know. I might show it to you on video. I've got to go look through it again. A lot of 12-cent books in it, but it was really tough. Average grade was probably fair on that one. But these always sell. Again, low grade, high grade, detached covers. It doesn't matter. They're presentable, you know, even if they're not high grade. You don't see a lot of writing or chunks out of it. So that's pretty nice on that. And then Mike, is that a Grell cover? I don't know if Mike was on it quite yet. Then Mike Grell took over. I think that is. Mike Grell took over the book and was on it for quite a while too. That and Warlord and things. So, you know, the Green Lantern books in the 70s had quite long runs. Yep, that's Mike Grell. Quite long runs of fantastic artists and really good stories on them. It seems to be kind of a lost, I don't know, lost title, lost collectible. I don't know what you want to call it. I just don't get a lot of interest in it. There's Flash 202. Flash sells okay, to be honest with you. Again, I don't have a ton of Flash, not yet anyway. I suspect there's more somewhere in the collection that I just haven't seen or gotten to yet. But they are a little condition sensitive. They have to usually be pretty nice. I don't think they're super hard to find. Darn, big old crease right down the center. Detective 428, and that was it. I think there might be another one somewhere in there. There's a Wonder Woman. It's got a darn store stamp, which is not unusual out of Jamestown, North Dakota. I guess it was. I'm sure the store is probably long gone. Still, it's a Wonder Woman, so it'll sell for a little bit. Got some early Power Girl here in the showcase. Nice crossover, JSA crossover stuff. That's always popular. Here we got a little more, I guess one more Flash. Those are a little nicer condition than the others. That's why I pulled them. Marvel Chillers, the Werewoman premiere issue. I don't know how it's a premiere issue with number 3, but you know, it was the 70s. Who knows? Not a bad book though. Strange Adventures Gorilla cover. Those usually sell pretty well. Now we're kind of getting, yeah, I think so. So I think this is going to be mainly the Marvel titles. I do have a lot more subby, just like the Green Lantern though. Condition was a real issue. so I didn't pull a lot of them. Fear, Morbius, sci-fi horror sells. I tell you, I'm really surprised. Some of these I've been following auctions, both online, live auctions, stuff like that, and boy, these things are going for way more than I think they should in the grade. But it's great. People are finding them. It was one of my favorites as a kid. I did get in a little bit of trouble if Mom caught me reading them, but Dad bought them for me, so that was that was okay. Journey into Mystery, great cover on that. It's 123. It is pretty low grade. I don't even see it. The cover is completely detached on there at the staples, but it still presents well. Thor, really a nice era of covers, just like with Green Lantern. Boy, they had, Steranko was in there on some of them. I think, what was it, John Buscema? I can't remember. Did some. I mean, not very collectible. Nobody's really chasing them. What If? I don't know why. That was always one of my favorite issues. Still is. I love the cover on it. Story was pretty decent. Square bound. That one's not too bad a condition. That one, especially for a square bound, solid VG there. And some low grade Tales of Suspense. Don't get a lot of interest in them. Oh, there's another Flash. So these are mixed up. 235. That green? Yeah, JSA, Jay Garrick and Green Lantern with that one. Iron Man, they're lower numbers. Not a lot of demand for them. A lot of these, even those smaller number ones, boy, they tell you what, they don't, $5 might be about it on some of those. And these aren't high grade, so that's not gonna help things. But again, I'll take them to a couple shows. I think by the time this airs, the mini-con will be over on October 19th. This will probably air right between the mini-con and the quad-con at Merle Hay Mall. I think is where this is going to air for the video time. So I'll probably have them there, and then I'll put them in the antique mall because they're low enough dollar. Hopefully nobody will steal them. Theft is a real fun problem in collectibles, well, anywhere. Shows, antique malls, whatever. Not a lot of fun always. So we'll try a few of the low dollar ones, and if they don't get ripped off, maybe I'll put in some more. Hopefully they'll sell too. Annual 3, I still think a lot of the Marvel annuals and giant size stuff is just not appreciated like it should. Some great stories, great art, standalone stories in there. Just good stuff, and you can get them pretty reasonable. There's another older Hulk. Again, probably what I would call a classic cover there with the Rhino. It does have that chunk out of it, so it is lower grade, but again, just to have that. And let me see, does it have... can't remember who did the art on the front of that one, but it is a little rough. Another Wonder Woman without the store stamp this time, so that's nice. A little cleaner book. That one might almost be close to fine. These always sell, the early Conan stuff, especially the Barry Windsor Smith covers, which that one has. Those are always popular, and they stay popular up until maybe issue 60 or 70. Then they kind of slow down, and then after about issue 230 again, there's a lot of demand for them. Micronauts, I had a few of these. I think I got one in Paulina collection last year and one in another batch. I was lower grade, maybe from a flea market find, and they both sold right away, so I'll be curious to see. And that one's fairly clean. That one's probably close to fine again. Now here I've got some low grade early FF. These will always sell, especially below issue 50 if they're not too bad. We can see a lot of water damage along that spine, so a bit of a bummer. Kirby till just after issue 100, so Kirby art on pretty much everything FF. I think it was 105, 108, I can't remember the exact number. It was just after 100 when Kirby stopped, so a really long run, really great. I love that Avengers and crossover covers. I think they did a great job. There's number 77. These again are lower grade. They do have damage issues. But I tell you, from the way these things have jumped price-wise, even on the common issues, I'm thinking I should be able to move quite a few of these. always popular. Always, outside of Spider-Man, the FF books honestly have been my best sellers for decades. A lot of people think Avengers or Iron Man or Hulk or Thor, but honestly, FF have been right there, and I would probably put X-Men right behind FF. As far as my sales and demand go, I think Spidey first, FF second, and then I would say X-Men third. And then probably Avengers fourth, maybe? I don't know. It really drops off after that. 181, lower condition book, but again, good reader copy on that one. Good cover there with the Human Torches. Quasimodo's in that one. This'll pick up. The Doctor Doom covers have really jumped because of the movie announcement with Downey Jr. coming back to Marvel as Doctor Doom. Skrull cover, that's probably gonna be okay. This is the Sphinx, which is I believe connected to Kang, so I don't know. We'll have to see after they pivoted away from that. I have my doubts. Silver Surfer, he ran what was it, 48 or 49 he first appeared in FF, and then he's probably, yeah, he's been a side character, recurring character in there since then. Another Doom cover. Here's another great cover. It's an annual, number 11 in 1976. Nice crossover kind of thing. You know, you got Cap in there. The Invaders, which was a newer title from Marvel at that time. Not a bad one either. 1940s based. There, another Skrull. Annual 15's got Doctor Doom. There we go. There's another detective. There weren't very many Batman books in there. I think this is the one. I think I mentioned it in last video. I've got like 5 or 6 copies of that so far. Really low grade though. That was the only one. Well, I shouldn't say the only one, but it was one of the better ones. Brave and the Bold 71. Oh, I did have another Brave and the Bold. I thought that one from the first video was the only one. I do like that series. It was fun. Again, usually self-contained. Oh, let me get my phone off here. Sorry about that. I had a quick phone call there I had to take. That's my punishment for not turning my ringer off, which I did, by the way. So X-Men Annual 5, another pretty good cover. Got the FF on that one. And let's see, we're getting there. Another great Thor. Definitely got to be Kirby on that one. Thor 172, again lower grade. I got some more Justice League. Had some in the first video. Got some more here. I don't see a ton of these, and usually when I do, they are lower grade. I pulled out pretty much the crossover books with the JSA. There's usually a couple a year, usually over summer or something like that, or whatever. Champions, great cover, not worth a ton. Don't have a lot of people looking at them, but I actually enjoy the Champions. Werewolf by Night, so back to horror books, and these will be okay. This one here is one of the first comics I ever bought, was this Werewolf by Night with that Soul Beast cover. Yeah, I heard about that one from Mom when I got home too. And there's another Werewolf by Night. Of course, I don't have the Moon Knight issues or anything like that in there. So Spider-Man, got a little bit of Spidey, not a ton yet. Pretty much all Bronze Age. I think I might have 1 or 2 lower grade Silver Age books. 163 Kingpin cover. Spidey always sells if they're clean. Avengers 23, really low grade copy, got a little brittleness on it, so that's pretty much for display only, or it'll just crumble. And Avengers, really good era for Avengers, I think, for covers and stories. Avengers, a lot like X-Men, I thought were a bit up and down really on their consistency as far as stories and art and things go. So there's definitely some eras better than others on that. And when these guys brought in Gilgamesh there, that was holy cow, was that a major jumping off point for a lot of people. Was the Forgotten Avenger or something like that? Gilgamesh, who was just maybe a slightly more personable Hercules. I don't know. It wasn't great. I got a half mixed in there. Was that Negative Zone? Yep. 182 on that one. So back to Avengers here. And this is the time, a lot of fond memories for me. It looks like that's a Bob McLeod cover. A lot of fond memories because I had a subscription to Avengers for a long time, starting probably right about in this era. I remember I had that one. I don't know if that was the first one I got or not, but it would have been close. So starting around 200 or shortly after, I had a subscription for, well, it was into the 80s. That's another one I remember getting in the mail. And that fancy brown grocery bag kind of sleeve, they just slid it in and you hoped it made it. And it did most of the time, 205 there. But then Gilgamesh showed up and I dropped the whole thing like a hot rock. I got some king-size special Avengers caps on that one. Great cover. Again, low grade. You can see there's a big chunk missing on that one. Not brittle or anything, but good reader. This is good here. These are kind of tough to find in those Amazing Adventures. Again, it's a lower grade, but it'll probably sell because I just don't see a lot of that title. Marvel Tales 100 milestone book. I'm going to have some more of these. I think I've got 3 or 4 others somewhere. I've seen them. I don't know if I can't remember now. I've seen, that's the problem. You go through all this stuff and it's like, oh, I've seen this thing. Oh, wait, that's not the same one. And oh, when they're jumbled and not sorted, I'll tell you what, it's confusing as heck, at least for me anyway. There's a nice Iron Fist 3. Great covers on that. So here I'm just going to pull some of these quick. And I told you in the first video, we went from Bronze Age to very, very modern. And there we go. Thundercats Wildstorm Comics, which is, you know, well, DC now, more or less. This is licensed. 3, 4, 5. I haven't seen the rest. I don't know if I have them or not. I'm going to say strong, maybe. Not sure. Let's see here. We'll grab just a handful more. I do have another Stray Wolverine. I think I had one in the first video too. And then I had the mini-series ones. This is the regular series issue there. And some IDW. So we're going back to the modern stuff again. So it's really... And this is how I found a lot of this. You'd be going through, cruising through some old Silver and Bronze Age stuff, and oh, here'd be 2 or 3 of these IDW books, which is fine. You know, I get a couple of bucks, maybe $3 a piece out of them, so that's okay. And some of these I did pull for me, not the Transformers ones. You'll see it here, I think, coming up in this batch, though, on some stuff. That's Armada. Let me see here. Oh, there's one. It's Frank Frazetta, Tales of Science Fantasy by Opus. Great cover. They just basically blew up a piece of Frank's art there. Mothman, really good cover on that one too. I haven't read any of these, so I don't know what's in them. Jim Ballant, again, it's Opus. I don't know. That'll have to go with the grown-up stuff, I'm thinking, in that other collection from Greenfield. That's Zenoscope. I do pick up Zenoscope stuff wherever I can. So I don't know if I have that one or not. I'll have to find out. And here we got just a nice little batch of Conan here. Not a complete run, but a pretty good run. Again, these are probably good to very good. Red Sonny issue usually sells. And great covers. This is the era, though, where they get really common. So the earlier ones do sell quite a bit better. These, you know, you just got to price them right, is basically what you have to do. Which means cheap, of course. But they have some just fantastic covers on them. And even if they only bring a couple of bucks, couple $3, they do tend to sell, so that's good. I think the rest of this box here is pretty much all Conan. So we'll just go through these quick. I don't know if I have a 100. That wouldn't be a key, but it would be a milestone issue. I think it had a pretty decent cover. They're giant size. That's a good cover. Giant size and king size covers for Conan were pretty darn good too, to be honest with you. We'll see. We're getting there. Just see a nice little run up. Had that one previously, so somebody was out of order. Or maybe I got confused with this one. I guess I got a couple of issues. Come on. Try and get that without them falling over too far. Doing better than I thought on that. There it is. There's the duplicate on the 96. And let's see. We're going to get to 100. Another good cover there. There's 99. Oh, 100 is in there. Generally sells pretty well. Again, it's not a high dollar book, but it's a great cover, and it's a milestone issue. Is that, yeah, that's Ernie Chan, I think. Yeah, did a lot of these. John Buscema did that one. He did a lot of Conan too. I think that's another, yep. Buscema and Bob Layton did that one. So you can see, this is Buscema and Terry Austin. And Terry Austin is probably most famous working with George Perez. So, you know, he was on that book way before Teen Titans at DC. He was doing Marvel stuff. Let's see if I can get these all in here. Okay, I think I can. 109 there. And again, and these are clean. These are lower grade, but you don't see any chunks missing. I've got to go through them again and take a closer look. 10th anniversary special, giant size. Take a look and make sure there's not any water damage, which, you know, has been an issue on and off with a lot of this collection. And I knew that. That's not really a gripe, just something you got to be aware of. I think that was Gene Colan. Probably most famous for Tomb of Dracula. We're getting towards the end. 124. I see a lot of this issue. I don't know why. I don't know if that came in a 3-pack or they produced extra. I'm not sure, but that was a very common one. That's another common one. That's Gil Kane cover. That one's it's faded, got a big old crease through the whole book on that one. Another Gil Kane, which I do like Gil Kane, but I just don't think that was his best work. Let's put it that way. So there we go. That's it for the second box. Probably still going to be a while before I get through the rest, but I'll get to them as soon as I can, and we'll see what's happening. Come and see me at Merle Hay Mall or the G.I. Joe show, either one, coming up in early November, and thanks for watching.